Long ago in a small village called Osisioma, there lived a widow named Mama Ekene. Life had not been kind to her. Her husband had died under mysterious circumstances, not by sickness, not by old age, but by the hands of men who envied his success. His death has left Mama Ekene with only one treasure in the world, her little son, Ekene. Mama Ekene swore that her husband's death would not swallow her son's future. She poured all her strength, her sweat, and her tears into raising Ekene. From the moment Ekene could walk, Mama Ekene trained him with discipline. She was firm, sometimes harsh. While other children ran through the village chasing goats and flying kites, Ekene sat on a low stool under the shade of a tree, bent over his books. Ekene, his mother would say, "Play would not build your future, knowledge will." The boy obeyed, though at times his heart longed to join the laughter of his friends. He studied by lantern light when the moon was dark. He copied lessons to stay ahead of his classmates. And though his mother's voice was often sharp, her love was hidden in every grain of food she saved for him, in every coin she tucked away for his schooling. Mama Ekene sent her son to primary school, then to secondary school. She sewed baskets, wove mats, fetched firewood, and worked on farms just to pay his school fees. When the money was not enough, she went hungry so he could eat. At last, Ekene entered the great university in the city. There his brilliance shone. He was one of the brightest students, graduating as a qualified engineer. His name carried respect in the classrooms and workshops. When he walked through the campus, people nodded at him. He was destined for greatness. But with success came distance. The strict discipline of his mother, the harshness of her training lingered in his memory like an old wound. He saw her not as the woman who had sacrificed everything for him, but as the woman who denied him joy as a child. So when Ekene graduated and got a job in the city, he built a new life for himself without his mother. Mama Ekene, growing old and weaker, sometimes made the long journey to the city just to see her son. She wore her best wrapper, tied her headscarf neatly, and carried food in her hands, roasted groundnuts, dried fish, or palm oil from the village. But Ekene, ashamed of her rough clothes and village ways, would turn her away at the door. "Mother, please," he would say, frowning. "Don't come here like this. I am busy. People are watching." Her smile would falter, but she never quarreled. She returned to the village quietly, her heart heavy, her body weary, yet at every night she knelt and prayed for her son, Ekene, asking the gods to protect him. Time passed. Ekene became wealthy. He built a fine house in the city, wore good clothes, and drove cars that turned heads on the streets. But in his village home, the roof of his mother's hut leaked when it rained. Her food was often plain porridge, and her sickness grew worse. Still, she never told him. Then one night, there was a knock at Ekene's door. When he opened it, his favorite uncle, an elder from the village, stood there with sadness in his eyes. "Ekene," the uncle said, his voice heavy, "your mother is gone." Ekene froze. His heart dropped. "Gone? What do you mean gone?" "Dead," the uncle whispered. "Ekene, your mother is dead. She has been sick for a very long time. She carried her pain alone so that she could rise. Did you not know? Did you not see she gave her life to make you a man?" Ekene trembled. "But why didn't she tell me?" The uncle looked at him with sorrow. "Because she did not want to burden you. Even when your father was killed by jealous men, she carried the weight alone. She worked her bones to dust to pay your school fees. And when she came to the city to see you, you chased her away. Ekene, how could you forget the woman who raised you?" The words struck Ekene like thunder. He fell to his knees, clutching his chest. Memories flooded back. Ekene remembered his mother bending under firewood, weaving mats by firelight, coughing into her wrapper as she struggled to walk. And all those times he had pushed her away, ashamed of her love. In anguish, Ekene rushed back to the village with his uncle. He found people gathered around his mother's hut. Wailing filled the air, and there she lay, still silent and gone. He fell beside her lifeless body, weeping bitterly. "I am sorry, mother. Forgive me. Forgive your foolish son," he cried. The pain was so sharp, so real that it cut his heart into two. Tears poured from his eyes. "Mother, oh mother," he cried. Just as he was pleading for her forgiveness, his alarm rang loudly. Ekene woke up. Oh, it was a dream. His pillow was wet with tears. His body shook as he gasped for air. It was only a dream. His mother was still alive. Without wasting a moment, he packed his bag and left for the village. When he arrived, he saw her sitting outside her hut, weak but alive, her eyes widened in surprise when she saw him. Ekene, Ekene, my son! He ran to her, fell to his knees and held her hands. Mother, forgive me. Forgive me for turning away from you. I was blind, but now I can see. I will never leave you again. Mama Ekene, with tears streaming down her face, embraced him. My son, my heart has waited for this day. You are forgiven. From that day on, Ekene honored his mother. He rebuilt her house and cared for her sickness, and never again let shame stand between them. And so the elder says, the child who forgets the hand that failed him will one day eat regret. But the wise child who turns back in time saves both his mother's heart and his own soul. The end.